7:49 right now. Quentin Brogdon joins us. We needed an expert to help us on this Bill Cosby trial. 25 years of experience and expertise in the field of personal injury law, and we thought we'd lean on him to help us on this deadlocked jury. Quentin, tell us first off, what does that mean generally?
It means the jurors can't agree unanimously about these criminal charges. There are three of them. They may be agreeing, as far as we know, they're not agreeing on any of them. Ultimately, they can get hung up on one of the counts and still come back on others. They've sent out some questions, and they've been at it about 40 hours now, so we're all waiting to see what they're going to do ultimately.
Could they be deadlocked just by one person?
They could be deadlocked by one person, that's right. It's a unanimous verdict is required. The standard is beyond a reasonable doubt in a criminal case, so they could all agree, for instance, that he probably did what he's charged with on one or more of these counts, but they have to get there by beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay, so
in the OJ case,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, I want to hear it. So in the OJ case, what?
In the OJ case, he was acquitted in the criminal case, and some folks don't remember, later in a civil case with a lower burden of proof, a preponderance of the evidence, just basically what he probably did, the jury in that civil case found that he committed the murder and that he owed money for that. So it's a different standard, and that standard can be very, literally outcome determinative.
So this Cosby jury comes back and they tell the judge that we can't reach a unanimous decision on any of the three counts. And then the judge says, well, keep talking. Is that normal?
Yeah, the judge can give them, and he did in this case, what lawyers call a dynamite charge, which says basically don't do violence to your beliefs, don't give up your firmly held beliefs, but go back and listen to each other, bang your heads together, and see if you can whether you can arrive at a unanimous verdict on any of this. Now, at some point, if they can't, the judge can declare that the jury, it's a hung jury, and declare a mistrial. And then the prosecutor can, as long as they did not contribute to the mistrial by their misconduct, and it doesn't look like they did here, they can retry it. They get a second bite at the apple, basically. And they would look at what the jurors, how the mix was. Was it 11 who wanted to convict and there was one holdout? Then the odds of them retrying it are greater. If it's the other way around, the odds are less. This particular prosecutor, Kevin Steele, ran on a platform of prosecuting Cosby. So, the odds are greater than otherwise that he's going to retry this thing unless there's real good reason not to.
Quentin Brogdon's with us right now, legal expert. We're going to dive deeper into this as to what happened next for Bill Cosby after we check traffic. It's a ClassicChevrolet.com right now, Traffic Watch. WBAP, Quentin Brogdon is with us, an attorney with Crain, Lewis, and Brogdon, been around for 25-plus years on matters similar to this. The Cosby case is what we're talking about in a deadlocked jury. Can the judge be so specific as to tell them, hey, listen, if a mistrial is declared, then another jury is going to have to be impaneled, and it's going to cost a lot of money? Can he be that specific?
The judge can be, and I'm not familiar with the ins and outs of this jurisdiction, but yes, the jury can be made aware either directly or implicitly that they're there, they've spent, and they know it whether they're told that or not. They spent, this is now their fifth day of deliberations. Some of your viewers or listeners, I think, probably may be wondering why O.J.'s lawyers spent all of 6 minutes on the case.
But Cosby's lawyers.
The alternative, Cosby's lawyers.
Yeah.
The alternative was to put Cosby on, and he would have been subjected to a withering cross-examination about some of these 60 other women. I mean, he did the same or similar thing. This judge in this case only let the jurors hear from one other victim, a woman named Kelly Johnson.
And by the way, it actually looks genius now, doesn't it? I mean, with this jury deadlock, to only go for 6 minutes and not put Cosby on the stand.
Well, the jury still being out may well be a vindication of Cosby's lawyer strategies. I mean, what they did is they put the victim here, Andrea Constant, on trial, her credibility.
Mm-hmm.
This is a he said, she said. There's no forensic evidence. So they cross-examined her. Her recounting of the date of the assault has changed over the years. Whether she was alone with Cosby before and after the assault, that's changed. She waited a year to report it, which is not that unusual, but they're making hay out of that, of course. And then there were 72 phone calls after the incident between the two of them. She said that those were calls responding to him. He's a trustee at Temple University, where she's the director of operations for the women's basketball team. So that's her explanation. But, of course, Cosby's lawyers have made hay out of that. And she also asked for tickets, by the way, to one of Cosby's shows for her family members after this. Yeah. So all of that has been placed before the jury.
Quentin Brogdon, thanks for the insight. We'll keep our eye on this Cosby.